Number 1.
Hi, Linda. Is there something you'd like to talk to me about?
Yes, I'm under a lot of stress right now. I'm enjoying the class and I'm learning a lot, but it's been really hard for me to keep up with all the homework assignments.
I see. Do you have a lot of things going on now?
I started a new part-time job, but it's taking up a lot of my free time. So I was wondering if it would be possible to reduce the volume of homework.
Well, I'm not familiar with your particular situation, but we all have to balance our time based on our priorities. That might be the most important lesson you get out of this class.
Okay, thanks. I'll try harder.
Question. What does the professor think the student needs to do? Number 2. Sally, did you read the announcement on the language lab door?
No, I didn't. I haven't been to the language lab in a long time. What does it say?
It says that the lab is going to be closing for good at the end of this month. There's going to be a lot of disappointed students, including me.
Does the notice explain why?
It says that they need the room to expand the cafeteria area, but that doesn't make sense to me. The cafeteria is almost never crowded, but the language lab is almost always full.
That is strange. I'd like to use the language lab more, but it's always crowded. It would make more sense to do the opposite and expand the language lab.
Question. What do the two students agree on? Number 3.
Thank you for waiting, Mary. What can I help you with today?
My situation has changed, and I'd like to know if there's any financial aid available.
I see. Can't your parents help pay for your tuition?
My mother stopped working for health reasons, and my father's company is going through a difficult time right now because of the recession. He won't be able to send me any money for at least a year.
I see. I'm not sure, but I think there are some scholarships that might be available. But I don't think it will cover the amount of your tuition and your living expenses.
I've also started working part-time, so if I can get even a small scholarship, I think I can make it.
Question. Why does the student need a scholarship? Number 4.
Nancy, don't forget we're going to meet in the library tomorrow to talk about the school festival.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I was walking by there and saw a notice on the library saying it would be closed tomorrow for renovations.
Oh, really? It seems like they're always closed for one reason or another. Where should we meet then?
The cafeteria is open from 11, so maybe we could move our meeting to 11 and have it there.
That's okay, but we have a lot to talk about, and I have to talk to my counselor from 11:30. Why don't we move the meeting to Friday instead? The library will be open by then.
Okay, but the only time I have on Friday is from 3 in the afternoon.
Actually, that would be perfect for me. Okay, see you then.
Question. When and where will the meeting take place? Number 5.
Thanks for meeting with me. I wanted to talk to you about my last report. I worked really hard on it, but my grade wasn't very good.
I see. Yes, your first reports were pretty good, but I was a little disappointed in this one.
I was wondering if you could tell me what I'm doing wrong.
2 or 3 times in class, I've mentioned that reports need to include several concrete examples. I could only find one in your 15-page report.
I see. How many do you think I need in a paper of that length?
I can't give you a specific number, but I would say that you need at least 3 to back up your position.
Question. What did the professor say the problem with the student's report was? Number 6.
I'm really worried that I won't do well in job interviews.
Patricia, I know you're worried. Actually, a lot of graduating students in your situation feel the same way.
Is there anything that I can do to get ready? I get really uptight just thinking about it.
A few years ago, the Career Counselling Centre here created some videos covering this topic. If you watch the videos and follow the recommendations, you'll have more confidence.
Okay, I'll try that. But I can hardly think when I'm being interviewed.
If you'd like to come back here, I'll help you practice.
Can't we do that now? My interview is next Monday.
The videos really will make a big difference. If you watch the videos tonight, I can help you tomorrow afternoon.
All right, I'm kind of busy, but I'll watch them late tonight and come again tomorrow.
I'll be busy until a little after 3, so why don't you come at 3:30? We'll see you then.
Question. What is the student's main concern? Number 7.
Linda, are you getting ready for the field work next week?
Yeah, I think I've finished just about everything.
This is embarrassing, but I'm not quite sure I understand what we're supposed to do. I don't even remember the professor talking about it.
You must have nodded off. The professor wrote on the board 5 or 6 things we need to do to get ready, like answering an online survey and downloading a map.
I don't remember anything like that. Do you have that list?
Okay, I'll send it to you. But you only have a couple of days to finish everything.
Question. Why does Linda think the other student doesn't know the assignment? Number 8. Professor, I'm sorry about my late assignment on the global infrastructure, but I have a good reason.
I'm sorry, Frank, but it doesn't matter what the reason is. If I make an exception for you, then I'd need to make an exception for every other student.
But I had an allergic reaction, and I had to go to the hospital. I had my assignment ready before the deadline, but before I could send it in, I got sick and had to go to the hospital.
I really feel sorry for you, but there's nothing I can do. You should have sent it in by email.
I tried to do that, but I didn't take my computer to the hospital. I thought I'd be at the hospital for just a few hours.
That doesn't change anything. If you do well in future assignments, you can still get a good grade. Good luck.
Question. Why isn't the professor able to accept the student's report? Number 9.
Emma, do you have any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to study for the test on Tuesday. By the way, do you know what kind of test it is?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be an essay test. The professor said we need to form an opinion about why we think history is important.
Yeah, but he also said we need to memorize a lot of dates, names, and places. I think it's going to be a multiple choice quiz.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to spend my weekend reading through all the notes and reviewing the textbook so that I'll be ready for anything.
I guess I'd better do the same.
Question. What are the students planning on doing this weekend? Number 10.
I'm afraid I can't let you into the dormitory without your student ID card.
But you see me go in and out every day, so you know who I am.
I know, but I've been given instructions not to let any student into the building without an ID card.
But my ID is in my bag, and I left my bag in the library, and now it's closed. I won't be able to get my bag until tomorrow morning.
I'm afraid I can't make an exception for you. Let me tell you what you can do. If you can get a professor to sign this form, then I'll be able to issue you a temporary ID card.
Okay, I'll try to find a professor.
Question. Why won't the security guard let the student enter the dormitory? Number 11. Thank you for considering Ridgemont University. Although we are not a large university, we are an established institution with a 150-year history. But our history is not the only thing we're proud of. We offer the ideal environment for furthering your education. And because of our small classes, we offer the personal attention you need to become innovators in the business field. We look forward to your visit to the campus in the first week of March. Question. What does the speaker say the university hopes students will do in the future? Number 12.
Residential areas that have a lot of concrete and pavement can create urban heat islands. Pavement absorbs more heat than the natural ground, making these paved residential areas hotter than surrounding areas. Trees and other plants cool the air by releasing water into the atmosphere. However, when inhabitants fail to see the importance of sufficient greenery, the ground stays heated all day and night. Furthermore, humans living in these areas produce added heat by driving cars and doing other daily activities.
Question. What mistake is being made that leads to urban heat islands? Number 13.
The 2014 Open Doors Report on International Educational Exchange shows that the number of international students in the United States rose to a record high of 886,052. The number has increased steadily for 8 years, meaning that the U.S. keeps growing in popularity for higher education. There are now 72% more international students studying in the U.S. than in 2000. Despite the increase, international students still only make up about 4% of students in higher education in the country.
Question. What evidence indicates that the U.S. will continue to grow in popularity with international students? Number 14.
A local business is sponsoring a study abroad program for students studying Spanish. Students will have the opportunity to study at partner universities in Mexico, Guatemala, Puerto Rico, or Panama. Priority is given to students who are majoring or minoring in Spanish, but students currently enrolled in a Spanish class will also be considered. To apply for the program, students must submit their school records to be reviewed by a team of Spanish professors at our school.
Question. What kind of student has the most chance of being accepted for the study abroad program? Number 15. Thank you all for coming and welcome to Economics 301. My name is Jeff Standen and I'm the professor. My office is located down the hall in room 114, and my office hours are posted on the door. I'll make this course as interesting as possible if you follow 2 rules. I'll start all lessons on time, so don't be late. Also, I'm open to giving extensions in certain cases, but I won't accept any late projects. If you have any questions, please see me after class. Question. What does the professor expect all students to do? Number 16.
Greenfield University is pleased to announce that our aircraft study group placed first in this year's International Bird Competition. This is an annual competition where participants build human-powered aircraft. They then see how far they can travel in their aircraft by jumping off a jetty over water. This event is an excellent opportunity for creative students to expand their engineering skills. Anyone interested in participating in the next competition should contact the engineering department.
Question. What is true about the competition? Number 17. Angels for Autism is a project of the Jack Fanning Memorial Foundation. Angels for Autism provides support and resources to autistic people and their families. The Jack Fanning Memorial Foundation was created in memory of Jack Fanning, a heroic New York firefighter who died in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. According to his wife Maureen, one of Jack's lifelong wishes was to build a home for autistic kids. This dream was inspired by two of Jack's children, Sean and Patrick, who are severely autistic. Now, Angels for Autism is helping to keep Jack's dream alive. Question. Why did Jack Fanning have an interest in helping autistic people? Number 18.
Information about recent college graduates' career pathways has been revealed in a new survey. According to data collected from 458 top universities, the most common first job graduates take is in education. This is not limited to just teaching, but it also includes jobs like school administration and students who continue on to postgraduate study. Researchers suggested that this is due to an uncertain job market, which leads graduates to stick with what they know, in this case, education.
Question. What is true about a majority of recent graduates working in the education field? Number 19.
Important notice for all students. The university's administration has recently been notified of several cases of students attempting to access the personal information of other students through the school website. Please be aware that this kind of activity is illegal under the Data Protection Act. Any student caught trying to log into the school website using another student's ID number and password will face disciplinary action and risks serious consequences such as fines or expulsion.
Question. What could happen to students if they try to enter the school website using another student's information? Number 20.
The giant panda is a member of the bear family, found only in the mountains of central China. There are thought to be around 1,500 pandas remaining in the wild and about 300 in captivity, which means it is classified as endangered. The primary cause of the panda's decline is the erosion of its habitat due to the clearing of mountains for cultivation. They are also known for being poor breeders, a fact that is also contributing to the decline.
Question. What is the major reason for the dwindling giant panda population? Number 21. Hello. Thank you for attending the orientation for the first semester language courses. I'll explain this semester's courses for each language. For Chinese, only the advanced course will be held. Both basic and advanced courses will be offered for Russian and German. For Italian and French, only basic courses are available. Question. Which chart best fits the description given? Number 22.
The population of Drakfield has changed sharply over the past 30 years. In 1980, the population was around 3,000, but from then there was a steady increase to over 4,000 by 1990. However, from that point on, people started leaving for the big cities, causing a decline in the population, so that the population in 2000 decreased to around the same level as 1980. In the following decade, partly due to an improvement in the transportation network, the population growth turned around and rose to almost 5,000 by 2010.
Question. Which graph best fits the description given? Number 23.
A graph showing overseas travelers by age group reveals some interesting trends. First, in all three age groups considered in the survey, the proportion of females was larger than that of males. And the group with the highest proportion was females in their 40s and 50s, with nearly 70% having experienced overseas travel. The second largest group was women of the age of 60 or older.
Question. Which graph best fits the description given? Number 24.
The social psychology course at Stonehaven University has 90-minute classes that each consist of 4 parts. The part that accounts for the most time is lectures, which take up half of the time. Then, in the second half of classes, discussion among students is emphasized, accounting for 25 minutes of the class time. Also, 2 10-minute blocks are dedicated to checking homework before the lecture begins and taking a quiz at the end of the class.
Question. Which chart best fits the description given? Number 25.
Immigration into this country has been increasing year by year, with the immigrant population in 2006 rising by 30% over the previous year. There are various reasons for immigration. From 2006 to 2008, over half of the immigrants had come for employment. However, in 2009, due to domestic unrest in neighboring countries, immigration due to political issues rose sharply, increasing threefold over the previous year and accounting for 45% of the total.
Question. Which graph best fits the description given? A. Situation. A student is meeting with a tutor at the university's Study Support Center.
Good morning, Saudi. How can I help you today?
Good morning, Mr. Hughes. I'm required to meet with my career counsellor next week, but I'm wondering if I can delay it.
Really? Why do you want to do that? You know it's important to talk about your career with your counsellor, don't you?
Yes, but I'm taking a biology class and we're going to the ocean to do fieldwork next week.
Oh, but that's optional. You can participate in other fieldwork next month. Can't you just go next month instead?
I can, but the fieldwork next month is going to be at a lake. I'm more interested in the ocean. I'm going to write my graduation thesis about bacteria in the ocean. I don't want to miss this opportunity.
I see. Then what would you like me to do?
Is there any way that I can move the career counselling to the following week?
Just a moment. There's an official process for changing your counselling schedule. Let me check our policy on that.
Would you like me to come back later today? If so, I'll go to the library and drop by here again this afternoon.
No, I just need a few minutes to look through the policy manual. Please wait for just a minute or two.
Oh, great, that would help. I need to make a decision today.
Okay, it says here that you can delay counselling for 1 week if you get a letter from your professor. You're studying under Professor Stephen, aren't you? You have to get permission from him.
Oh, that's good. I'll go and talk to him right away. Thank you for your advice, Mr. Hughes.
Questions. Number 26. Why does the student want to put off career counseling? Number 27. What does the tutor recommend that Saudi do? Number 28. What does the policy manual say about delaying counseling? B. Situation. A student is talking to a professor in her office. Excuse me, but could I talk to you about something?
Sure, but I only have a few minutes before I have to leave for my next class.
Actually, I'm thinking about dropping your class.
Oh, I see. What makes you want to give up on my class?
Well, as you know, it's taught in English. English is my second language, and I'm having a hard time keeping up.
Oh, really? Your English seems to be quite good. I've been reading your assignments and your work isn't bad.
I have some confidence in writing, but I'm not good at listening. It's really hard for me to understand the lectures.
Well, the terminology in corporate accounting is difficult. I can see why you might have some trouble with the words.
I really feel that I need to improve my language abilities. For the time being, I think I'll study English and then retake the course again next year.
Okay, I understand your situation. But you don't have to decide on anything now. There are 2 more weeks till the deadline. Why not wait until then to decide?
I guess I could do that.
There's one more thing. Did you know that I have a website where I post the outlines for each lecture?
No, I didn't know that. Is it available to anyone?
Of course. If you read these notes carefully before each lecture, it'll make a big difference. You can check the list of technical terms in the lecture beforehand, too.
Okay, I'll try doing that. Let me ask one more thing. Is it okay if I record the lectures?
Sure, that's no problem. If you stick with it for a few weeks, I'm sure it'll get much easier.
Questions. Number 29. How does the professor respond when the student asks her for some time? Number 30. What was the student planning on doing before talking to the professor? Number 31. What does the professor encourage the student to do? C. Situation. 2 students are talking to their professor about writing a research paper.
Please have a seat. What seems to be the problem?
Well, it's about the research paper you assigned to us last week.
Oh, I see. How are you doing on it?
Well, I'm afraid I don't have any experience writing research papers. I don't know where to start.
I'm having a similar problem. It's not clear to me what I should write about.
A lot of first-year students have difficulty with their first assignment.
I'm glad to hear we're not the only ones.
First, do the assigned reading and take notes on what you think is important.
Actually, I've already done most of the reading.
I have a lot of notes, but I'm not sure what to do with them.
That's a good start. Next, try to make an outline of your research paper. Pick out the 3 most important points.
I think I can do that.
I'm not sure what the important points should be. Will we be marked down for picking the wrong ones?
No, of course not. As long as you can make a good argument supporting them, it doesn't matter what points you choose.
Okay, so I should write about what I feel is most important?
Yes, exactly. Then just write down your opinions concerning those 3 points.
But what if I can't think of anything to write about?
Just write whatever you think of. Then when you're finished, go back and rewrite it.
Okay, I'll give it a try, but I still don't have very much confidence at all.
I'll look over my notes again. I think I can use them to put something together.
Why don't you show me your work next week, and I'll give you some more advice based on that.
Questions. Number 32. What do the students say about their progress on the research paper? Number 33. What are the students relieved to hear? Number 34. What does the professor offer to do for the students? D. Situation. You will listen to a university president welcoming freshmen to the university. I'd like to take a few minutes to welcome you all to Hillcrest University of Engineering. You have been accepted into this university because of your hard work and determination to succeed in building future communities and industries. The primary responsibility of the staff at this university is to assist you in preparing for your future careers. Like all of the professors and administration staff, I truly look forward to getting to know each of you. We are dedicated to making sure you receive the best education possible, but we also want you to enjoy your time here. I'd like to encourage you to actively participate in school activities to help you form relationships with fellow students that will last a lifetime. In addition to the best professors, we also have perhaps the best education and research facilities. I can say without question that this environment will prepare you to become leaders in the future. As you start your education here, you might think that 4 years is a long time, but it will pass sooner than you expect. If you're not careful, you will waste your time here. We will do all we can to prevent that, but it's in your hands. Finally, if there's anything that I can do to help you, please feel free to come to my office directly or email me with your concerns. Questions. Number 35. What does the university president say the main role of the staff is? Number 36. Who does the university president express interest in becoming acquainted with? Number 37. Why does the university president encourage students to take part in school activities? Number 38. What is the university president's main concern? E. Situation. You will hear a professor talking about Maori people.
Today's lecture will be about the Maori, the native people of New Zealand. The Maori population of New Zealand is around 650,000, only a fraction of the total population, but they play a relatively large role in forming the national identity. It's believed that the Maori may have arrived in New Zealand from Polynesia in the 13th century, bringing with them the foundations of Maori culture. According to Maori belief, there are many gods that represent rivers and mountains and the sea, and they also give great importance to their ancestors. They consider themselves caretakers of nature, setting an early example for how humans can live peacefully in nature. Respect for nature can even be seen in the tattoos that are an intimate part of Maori culture. The most powerful men show full-body tattoos in a proud way, while women only have tattoos on their faces. In the 1800s, when settlers from Europe arrived in New Zealand, one of the first things they did was to suppress Maori culture, which they believed was inferior. While being called a Maori was once considered shameful, the Maori of today are rediscovering their culture and traditions, and even the tattoos are making a comeback. Many young people are now proud to have tattoos on their faces and bodies.
Questions. Number 39. What is true concerning the Maori population in New Zealand? Number 40. How was Maori culture formed? Number 41. What has had a large influence on Maori tattoo designs? Number 42. Why was Maori culture and tradition repressed? F. Situation. A professor is addressing his students on the first day of class.
Let me start out by welcoming you all to the first day of Math Basics 101. I know that most of you did not sign up for this class because of your great love of mathematics. In fact, I would venture to guess that you really don't want to be here. That being said, I want you to know about my goals for this class. First, I want you to gain confidence that math can be mastered and enjoyed, even by non-academics. I'd like to reduce your hatred of mathematics, if not make you fall in love with this subject. I know you might think that's impossible now, but I almost never fail. If you listen and participate in class, do the assignments and try to learn math, I can promise you that you won't have any regrets. The fundamental math principles that you will learn will help you see the world in a new light. In fact, it will change your perspective. As you already know, we live in a complicated world, but math has the ability to make the world more coherent. I hope that you will enjoy learning math as much as I enjoy teaching it. Are there any questions before we get started?
Questions. Number 43. What does the professor think about the students? Number 44. What is the goal of this class? Number 45. What promise does the professor make to the students? Number 46. How does the professor say the students will change after studying math? G. Situation. You will hear part of a lecture on marketing strategy.
In today's class on marketing strategy, we're going to consider advertisements published in a certain magazine. This magazine publishes a lot of different information that is useful, so the advertisements published also span a wide range of products and services. Look at the ratios for different kinds of advertisements from last year. The most commonly published advertisements were for real estate. Recent real estate advertisements target high-income earners. Property investment advertisements are increasing, and even in this magazine, there aren't many ads for a single house or apartment. What is unusual about this magazine is that there are a number of advertisements for medication. The readers of this magazine are disproportionately elderly, and because of that, the amount of ads for medication is higher than in other magazines, at 11% of the total. The ratio of travel advertisements is also high. In particular, you can see advertisements for travel plans that include volunteer activities in the schedule. Once a year, this magazine publishes a special edition on volunteering, so we can assume that these advertisements for travel plans are connected to that. In this way, advertisements will have a bigger effect if they are for products that fit with the needs of the readers. It is important to determine both the intentions of the advertiser and the needs of the reader.
Questions. Number 47. What is the genre of the magazine that is being discussed? Number 48. What is the speaker saying about real estate advertisements? Number 49. Please look at the chart. Which of the following is represented by the letter X? Number 50. Why does the speaker guess that there are a lot of advertisements for travel packages involving volunteering?